CHICKEN. Use the code chicken in the shop. CHICKEN. Use the code.
Guys, the Chicken's here back today with another Boom Beach video. In today's video, guys, I wanted to kind of piggyback off of yesterday's video with the sneak peek. A lot of you guys had some concerns about the star reset. A lot of you guys were excited about it. I think I'm kind of somewhere in the middle, to be honest. But I was talking to Shish Kebabber. I was unable to get him on the call today, unfortunately. But I just wanted to kind of share our conversation, a little bit of it. And Shish had some really good points about why this could potentially be an issue. And I'm going to kind of, maybe counter some of those, or just give my opinion on some of those as we go through. So, now if you didn't see yesterday's video, Season 19 is going to start off. Here's the tech tree, by the way. Season 19 is going to start off with a 30% reduction in total star carryover from the previous season. So the way Warships works is if you keep the if you play and you rank up, you get 30% of your rank of where you 40% of your starting rank in stars. You get that as a carryover your next season. So if you finish a legendary, you might start at rank 15. You finish at rank 22, you might start at rank 13, something like that, as an example. So before we get into this, guys, I do want to reiterate, if you join the channel and become a channel member, you'll notice some people in the comments have a little badge next to their name. What I'm doing for this season and every season going forward, I'm starting a private Discord channel for all the channel members, and we're going to have the best Warships information for you. You don't have to wait for the video to come out. Just whatever the info that I find, it's just going to be posted there immediately for the people who are supporting the channel. So I do appreciate you guys that do that, and it's something we're going to build up over time. So I'm looking forward to being able to help out as many people as possible. So here we go. Now, first off, starting with the positives, a lot of people have been calling for a star reset for a long time, and in my opinion, overall, I think it's a good thing. And, we're going to see if the potential negative aspects actually come out this season, or if it's, we're going to see if it's a problem, or we're going to see if it's good. Now, the whole thing with the stars being reset is it just means that there's going to be a lot more players at the same rank with the same tech. Now, this could be a good thing and a bad thing, because it gives people the opportunity to surpass the people that are typically at the top, because they, you're not going to be able to beat someone when you have 2 engines when they have 4 engines, for example. That's a tech advantage, right? It's an extreme one, but I'm just using it as an example to help understand. You're not going to have a chance to beat them. Now, say we're both at Zukas, and, one guy's got Zukas and mines, one guy's got Zukas, or you both just only have Zukas. Then it comes down to skill. Then it comes down to who's the better player. Now, a lot of some of Shish's points were that, the top players are on top, not necessarily because of their tech advantage, but because they're good players, which is, of course, true. But I think taking away that tech advantage makes it a more even playing field. It doesn't necessarily mean that those guys aren't going to be at the top. I'm sure most of them will. Maybe some of them won't. But it remains to be seen at this point. But I feel like it's good to make it more equal. It's good to make it more equal. The best players shouldn't have the best advantages all the time. But at the same time, if you're putting in the work and you're progressing, you should be rewarded in some way. So I mean, I think there's a good balance that you can find, and I think it's simply doing a hard reset every once in a while. You know what I mean? So like, instead of doing it every season, there's no carryover. Everyone starts from the beginning. You got to grind your way to the top. I think having a full reset, maybe every 4 months, maybe every 6 months, maybe once a year, something like that, I think makes it a little bit more fair. And a little bit less kind of daunting for the players that, have a bad season, weren't able to play for whatever reason, circumstances outside of Boom Beach prevented them from playing, and not getting that carryover. But, I mean, at the same time, I personally know lots of guys that have taken seasons off completely and then got to Legendary the next season. So, it's not like, it's not cut and dry, right? It's not like if you have the tech advantage, you're good, you're golden, you're going to, fly forwards. If you don't, you're going to suck. It always comes down to player skill and your tech tree decisions. Now, one of the excuse me, one of the problems Shish pointed out with this, was that the legendary locks essentially become useless. So, the locks on legendary ranks. So These are now rendered completely useless, and they were put in there for good reason some few seasons after the launch of Warships. They are there to prevent the creation of tech giants by not allowing players to run away and never be caught. So obviously we don't need the legendary locks now. If everyone's kind of starting from the same position, we don't need to hold those players back, which was an easy way for Supercell to kind of, like Shish said, prevent players from, you know, just running out, getting way too much tech, getting to the end of the tech tree in like a couple days, for example. So it was a good way to stop that. So another nerf to tech giants. Tech giants is someone that's, you know, ranking up really quickly. So this is something I talked about in yesterday's video. So when seasons reach what Shishk has labeled as even tech, so when everyone has the same stuff, even tech occurs when you have all or very nearly all nodes necessary for the final meta, both offensive and defensive. In this way, no one has a tech advantage, and it gives players at the end of the season a chance to actually catch up and compete on an even playing field. By removing 30% of the starting stars and not properly adjusting the key and token requirements for the nodes, it is ensuring that even tech won't be reached, since lower ranked chests provide less keys and tokens. So that's a good point. That's a really good point, I feel like. So basically what he's saying is it reduces the total amount of reachable tech level. So it reduces the fact that, you know, typically everybody can get to the end of the tree every season. If you're starting out and you only have, you know, 3 chests compared to the 15 that you're used to, it's going to be a lot slower progress. It's going to be a lot harder to get up to the 3rd engine room, you know. Even for guys like us, you know, your more average player, like, it could hurt us. It's going to be tough to get to Diamond, I think, this season. I think it's going to be really hard to get to Diamond because maybe out of the gates we won't be able to go to 3 engines. Maybe we'll be stuck at some sort of 2ER, like, heavy Zuka, you know, grindy mess. That's possible. That's kind of what he's saying. So I think progression is going to be a little bit harder this season. And this, another point from Shish, this really leads into the issue of the health of the overall star economy. Where do we get these stars back from? To Shishk's knowledge, star generation occurs from 3 distinct sources. Win streaks, first win of the day, which is bugged currently, but that's a different topic, and from non-zero-sum lower-ranked matches. What Shishk means by non-zero-sum is where 2 players fight and they both have exactly the same stars going into a match. The winner will win more stars than the opponent loses. Shishk believes those net sums are as follows: 1 for gold, 2 for iron, and 3 for stone. These numbers might be a bit wrong, as we have tended not to focus too much on these part of the rank spectrum. That aside, I think it's a no-star loss. The point here is that Shish does realize this drastically shifts the season's starting positions due to star reductions that may be augmented or offset by the mechanics described above. But we have doubts, and we hope that Supercell has crunched those numbers to see. So basically, you know, that's kind of getting into the weeds a little bit on the star economy and things like that. Basically, it just means if there's less stars overall to get, then progression is going to be a little bit harder, right? So, you know, if one guy's going against another guy and they have the exact same amount of stars, you know, who's to say where the other stars are coming from? And, yeah, it just gets a little bit tricky. So, yeah, that's some of the concerns with Season 19. Now, I want to hear what you guys think. Do you think it's a big deal? Do you think it's not a big deal? Let me know down below in the comments, or make sure to join up the Discord if you haven't already. Oops, I'm actually using the wrong. I'm using the Brawl Stars screen. Whoops! Here we go. Here's the Boom Beach one. So here's the Discord. If you guys were wondering why I was flipped around, sorry about that. It doesn't matter. I mean, it's just the background. But yeah, join the Discord server. We're going to be talking about everything. We're going to have our beginning season metas and everything like that posted. All you got to do is just, you can just click. There's a clickable link for the Discord below the video. So if you just click on that, it'll take you right to it. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. And overall, personally, I'm not concerned. I'm more interested to see how it's going to play out. I think it's going to be really exciting. And I think it's a good thing. I think it's important to, I think it's important to say that I think it's going to be good overall, even if it means it's a little bit grindy off the start. it means it's going to be grinding for everybody off the start, not just a select handful of players that weren't able to push the previous season. Because it's always frustrating, to play the other end. It's always frustrating to see these guys, run out and ahead. It's like, well, I can't catch them because I can't get max rocket launch today. I gotta wait 2 days. It's like it always feels like you're playing into catch-up mode. But at the same time, is that tech or is that skill? We're about to find out. So guys, let me know what you think of that down below in the comment section below. As always, thank you so much for watching. That is going to wrap it up for the video today. Make sure to leave a like if you found it interesting, entertaining, or informative. And we'll see you next week, guys. Check it out. Back.